Dear pirates, dear members of the press, welcome to the presentation of the candidates for the European elections 2019. My name is Julia Reda, I'm the current representative of the Pirate Party in the European Parliament, and I will be guiding you through the program. So we have representatives of pirate parties from Czech Republic, from Sweden, Germany and Luxembourg, and they will be presenting their parties and also the overall election program of the Pirate Party at the European level. I will start to give the floor to Markéta Gregorova, who is the president of the European Pirate Party and also the number 2 on the list for the Czech Pirate Party for the European elections. Markéta, please.
Thank you for the word and the microphone. Hello everyone, thank you for joining us again, even for this afternoon event. I would like to just briefly tell you that we have signed the Common European Elections program that we work on for the past year. I'm very happy to say that 13 parties, pirate parties signed it. It's Pirate Party Czech Republic, Pirate Party Greece, Pirate Party France, Pirate Party Germany, Pirate Party Netherlands, Pirate Party Luxembourg, Pirate Party Catalonia, Pirate Party Italy, Pirate Party Sweden, Pirate Party Slovenia, Pirate Party Estonia, Pirate Party of Finland and Pirate Party of Austria. I'm very grateful for them to do this, that's why I spoke about them personally. And we will, as is said in the memorandum, now work together and united as pirates in the European Parliament after the May elections, and will run for the European elections with a common program. Thank you.
Thank you, Markéta. And our second speaker is also from Czech Republic, the lead candidate of the Czech Pirates, Marcel Kolya. And the Czech Pirates are really the shining star of the pirate movement at the moment and a great inspiration to all of us.
Thank you, Julia. I can't express how happy I feel about signing the memorandum and standing with candidates of some other European pirate parties here, because that really shows the true power of pirates. We, the Czech pirates, aim at winning the European elections in the Czech Republic by getting 20% of the votes, and we aim at the result of at least 5 members of the European Parliament. Regarding our election program, I'd like to spend a couple of words about one very current topic, which is the copyright directive. The current parliament has failed in the attempt to reform copyright. The proposed directive only makes everything worse by breaking the internet, by breaking the hyperlinks and introducing censorship machines. It makes only everything worse. The reform is still due, and it needs to be made in the next term. We must realize that the old copyright cannot be enforced in any other way than censorship. Our civil liberties and fundamental rights will go away if we do not realize that. The freedom of speech will go away, and we must oppose to that. We must protect these rights.
Thank you very much, Marcel. Yes, when I entered the European Parliament in 2014, what we were trying to achieve was to make the copyright better. Now we are fighting to make sure it doesn't get worse. So clearly the next European Parliament will have a huge task to actually do the copyright reform that we need and that Europe deserves. I would now like to welcome Matias Pianoman, the lead candidate of the Swedish Pirate Party.
Hi, thank you. So my name is Matias Pianoman, but I'm normally called Mob because it's much shorter, and I'm the front runner of the Swedish Pirate Party, the first pirate party to be founded, and that's a big responsibility to put on your shoulders. But I'm confident that we will do a great comeback in this election and reclaim our seats in the European Parliament. The Swedish Pirate Party was founded, and the pirate movement was founded, to defend digital rights online. We've grown from that, but that is our foundation, our core. And there's no time that that mission is more important than right now. The Copyright Directive is one example of how legislation is going towards censorship online, but it's not the only one. Article 13 will impose censorship machines by putting that in the hands of private companies. We have another directive, the Terrorist Content Online Directive, that will do a similar task for forcing companies, platforms, to remove things that are flagged as terrorist content without a clear definition of terrorist content and without a legal procedure. And this is two examples. There will be more. There is a trend towards trying to narrow down the free space that is the internet. And we cannot let that happen. The internet is the fundamental struggle. Every political struggle today is happening online. If you want to work for climate change, if you want to work for workers' rights, whatever you want to do, you're doing it online. That is the platform that we need for any societal change. And if that platform is restricted, where the freedom of speech is restricted and it's put in the hands of a few monopolies, then we will no longer have the space we need to fight for a better society. And that is why the pirates are needed to be there and stand up for the free and open internet. And I'm very thrilled for the chance of doing that with so many pirates from so many countries. Thank you.
Thank you, Mob. And of course, in order to be able to change the politics, what we pirates have to focus on is also to change the way that we do politics, which is why I'm very glad to welcome the lead candidate of the German pirates, Patrick Breyer, who has a rich history of a transparency and data protection activist, and also as a former member of a state parliament in Germany. Patrick.
Thank you, Julia. As political hackers, our aim as pirates is to update an outdated political operating system. And many citizens no longer trust the EU to take decisions in the public's interest rather than in corporate interests. And there are many examples of this. Save Your Internet is one of them, but also trade agreements in the environment that is being degraded. And the result of prevailing corporate interests is a deepening social divide in Europe, a degrading of the environment and also of human rights. So what makes the pirate movement different from other parties that are also dealing with these issues is that they are dealing with the issues. We are actually focusing on the operating system because we understand that there is a root cause to why policy is not made in our interest. And that's why we advocate a democracy add-on for the European Union. That means bringing direct democracy to the European Union, letting citizens decide in pan-European legislative referenda about legislation, which means that citizens would have the last word. There would be no such thing as upload filters, I'm sure, if citizens had a word in that. We want to bring e-participation tools to the European Parliament. For example, why isn't it possible to comment on draft legislation, to discuss and vote comments on draft legislation, have an electronic participation at a European level? And we want to deal with the problem of lobbyism by bringing more transparency, even beyond the reform that has been adopted last week. For example, we need a legislative footprint to make sure that all documents concerning a proposal will be public. We need to contain the influence of lobbyists, for example, in expert groups of the Commission, or concerning conflicts of interests by members of parliament, for example. And one example of corporate lobbying is the e-privacy regulation that's upcoming. You may have heard that the advertising industry and the press are pushing hard to make sure that they can shut out readers from their website who will not agree to be tracked online, so-called tracking walls. So we are needed to defend the right to privacy and to anonymity. And speaking more generally, the influence of money in politics is a major risk for corruption, and therefore we need to fix the system's vulnerabilities to corporate attacks on democracy and make that a priority. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Patrick. And of course, we were also extremely happy when the Luxembourg Pirates for the first time entered the national parliament. We hope that they will be able to continue and repeat this success in the European elections 2019. And we have one of their candidates with us, Chris Bernard.
Good afternoon, everyone. So the togetherness, that's what make me stronger. Everybody makes stronger. The citizens' voices is extremely important for us. One particular problem here in Europe is not only the problems that we had before, but also the climate change. Climate change, we have to reduce the CO2. The CO2 is a real problem, which makes that the mid-temperature in Europe, not only in Europe but also in the whole world, increase, and this makes that environmental migration is no longer is very near in the future. Tropical diseases will be more and more common here in Luxembourg, and even in the industrial way, the lowering of CO2 will be costly.
Thank you very much, Chris. I think you have been able to hear really about the priorities of the Pirates in this common European campaign. We will be talking about how to update democracy, how to do politics in a different, more transparent, more accountable way, how to preserve the internet as a free space, and of course how to protect the environment and prevent climate change from destroying the basis of our life on this planet. And I think all of these elements are really needed in European politics in the next years. Of course, all of the candidates will be available for interviews or questions after this official part is over, and also Marketa will say a few things to the Pirates about what is going to happen in the rest of the afternoon, what workshops and activities we will have for the rest of the day. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Julia. So addressing all the Pirates here and everyone who would like to join us for the afternoon activities, which is 2 workshops mainly. A workshop held by Julia on the Copyright Directive and #EU 2019. And also a workshop coordinated by myself on the Common European Elections campaign, where we can discuss and hopefully come up with some kind of a common campaign and help each other with PR, marketing and media activities. And of course there are some other events happening in the afternoon, so be sure to check your program. There is the written schedule. Thank you.